it's ironic, eh? They think it's some sort of conspiracy that some unforeseen scammers are holding up the price of Bitcoin just before this thing's going to collapse to zero. Yeah, I mean, it's that time in the cycle really that the accumulation does come in, right? Like people buy, they put a floor on the price, the volatility drops, and we saw that in, when was it? Was it 2018? 2018 bottom, 2015 bottom. We even saw it in the 2012 bottom. So yeah, sure. People are holding the price up. That's because they want Bitcoin. It's being absorbed.
Hey guys, welcome back to Library of Wealth. Today we have Willy giving us his Bitcoin price prediction and crypto market update, as well as how they're being affected by the recent collapse of FTX. Willy has begun getting confirmation for the bottom price for Bitcoin, and his on-chain analysis shows that the recent fallout with FTX will cause Bitcoin to go down even lower. Even though he's in the position where he doesn't believe we will advance to a higher level, he thinks that there is still more of a downside. Willy still remains bullish, as he knows that the bull market for Bitcoin will be coming soon. Let's check out this update with Willy as he talks about the potential lows in the crypto market, as well as his price prediction for Bitcoin. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you enjoy the content we do here on this channel. Let's get right into the video.
What was really interesting with the BlockFi bankruptcy, we saw a sort of pullback. It wicked down beforehand. I kind of think that was sort of inside sellers knowing that that announcement would happen. It wicked down, what is it? $500, something like that. And it got quickly absorbed. And then now we're breaking to the upside. So I think we've got a lot of buyers at this price. Certainly the indicators I have are showing, when you see a lot of coins moving and the price going sideways, that's a sure sign of accumulation. And so that's been happening. I'm tracking it. That's the reason why it's going sideways. The indicators had bottomed. Particularly one I was looking at was really supply that's underwater. Every single cycle, there's a trend line that's, it trends downwards. And when that trend line breaks to the upside, it's always happened in the middle of an accumulation zone, and it broke in that sideways before the FTX sort of debacle. And so actually that's my view, is that we were setting up for a decent accumulation phase. We're building that multiple month accumulation bottom, and then wham, we had another round of deleveraging, but accumulation is still happening. So yeah, I agree. I think that we would be in the highish, not the highish, but let's say between the
23 to 24, 25, somewhere in there, I think.
Yeah, I think we're setting up for like 18 to 24 sort of sideways band for a few more months. And then we had the deleveraging happen. So we're now continuing that in the 16 to 18 band now. But yeah, I agree. So actually there's this sort of pencil sketch chart that I've posted a few times. And what we're actually doing here is looking at this is actually a complete profile of the density. You can think of this as like a volume profile for the traders out there. Where you get dense lines, that's where a lot of coins have last traded at that value, right? So it's kind of like a volume profile, but it's a profile of how many coins traded at that price out of the whole Bitcoin supply. And I've cropped it off down to here, which is like there's another 28% of the coins that traded below that price here. So effectively, I'm looking at, there's a particular contour that hits all of these price bottoms, right? And that's the contour of how much of the supply is underwater. Obviously, if you buy here, as the price goes under, you're part of the losing squad until it hits a point where it doesn't go any further. That's your max pain. And this is a charting as we go through 100% of people in profit at the 70,000 top. And as the price starts trading down, we cut through all these contours. And now we're currently at about 45% of the supply is underwater.
Using his max pain model, Wu said on Twitter this past weekend that a macro cycle bottom for Bitcoin historically has been seen when 58% to 61% of the Bitcoin supply is underwater or held by investors sitting on an unrealized loss. His model correctly predicted the bottom for Bitcoin bear markets in late 2018 and 2015. Judging from Wu's model, that level is now getting close.
You can draw this trend line, actually. I can't draw on this chart, but you can draw a trend line here. And when you get this sort of change in movement where the supply starts to climb and not experience so much pain, that usually happens in this accumulation belt, right in that zone there. So it's before the breakout, and it's been reliable with past cycles here, and you get the breakout. I think if you draw it to here, that's the breakout. It's the middle of the accumulation zone. And actually, we were forming a really nice trend line here. I remember monitoring this point, hit there, and then it snuck out. And it stuck out right at that zone here, and it was ready to start to put in a floor. And then we had the unwind from FTX. So this now looks like a bump and run pattern where we break out of the trend, and then we're now retesting the trend line. My opinion that this will test well and go upwards. So what I've done here is actually now also account for the Grayscale coins, which is, I think it's about 3-4% of the Bitcoin supply, maybe even more, 4.5%.
Yeah.
Something crazy, 630,000 Bitcoin in there. And then if you look at what's happening inside there, roughly 60%, assuming 60% of the coins are underwater. I did a survey, and you kind of can account for what's happening in that black box, which won't be shown on chain. The green sort of corrects for that. And so that is currently today at $13,000 and climbing quite quickly. You can, if we zoom in to this zone here, you can see that that's climbing up quite quickly. So we're getting quite close to a touch. It doesn't have to touch every time. We didn't touch there. That's the thing. It's not only we're in the bottom, but in this bear market, they're starting to agree with each other. Whereas the prior market, there was a little bit of discrepancy in different dimensions that you're looking at. So the broadness of this area was wider, but they're very much coalescing into very, very much agreeing. There's a little bit more uncertainty since we're bottoming. It's widening out, but mostly we're in a bottom zone. I mean, something seriously bad would have to happen, I think, for us to break this down a lot further and have, we haven't done this, I guess, ever in Bitcoin's history.
While hedge funds are sitting on the sidelines, recovering and waiting, and do not see anything compelling to buy, Willy Woo has also noticed that the feeling of tension in the stock market is the psychological desires of the people involved to have the current inflationary risk behind them. He says that the Nasdaq is actually starting to collapse, and with the stock market's downfall, this will actually strengthen Bitcoin. What do you guys think about Willy Woo's price prediction for Bitcoin? And what impact do you think FTX will have on the crypto market? Let us know in the comments below. Thanks so much for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe. This is Library of Wealth. We'll see you in the next video.